I felt compelled to make another video and just talk about a couple things. Story time. My grays. Woo. I say grays shows you wisdom. I do have a hair appointment this week though, so I'm excited for that. I was just watching this video, Charlie Kirk talking about his relationship with Candace, because of course that's the angle they're trying to push out there, that Candace and Charlie weren't friends and she's going off the Richters fighting this. And that leads me into what I'm going to talk about, because it's all an illusion. And that's how these people, they operate, is by creating illusions. Such as that. Same thing with me. You know, and when you become spiritually connected with yourself, with God, with the Holy Spirit, with Jesus, recognize what Jesus did on the cross, it's really easy to pick up on illusions. Because you are able to look people in the eyes, you can just see their aura, you can see their energy, like you can just see things when they're just not aligning. And so you just have to be very mindful. The karmics, they, them, you know, whatever. And a lot of people say, who are they? Well, they are the people not standing against corruption. Really, in the grand scheme of things. And so you fill in the blanks. You fill in the blanks for your part. That's they. Those not standing against it. So it's one or two ways. You know, God, Jesus, the Most High, they don't stand on corruption. They don't stand on buyouts. They don't stand on blackmail. They don't stand on coercion. They don't stand on bribery. They don't stand on interfering in people's love life. They don't stand on those things. They do not. And there's no way that you can turn the narrative to justify it, because they just don't. Period. Now, you have free will to participate in those activities, and by golly, there's a lot of them, right? But what you can do is not allow it to affect you. You know, we live in a world right now where they want to instill fear, you know, and you just have to get to a place in your walk where you do not allow the fear to set in. You have nothing to be fearful of. The only thing you have to be fearful of is making God happy, making Jesus happy, the Most High, the divine source. That's the only thing you need to fear. And if you're moving as close to Him as possible, the best you can, that's all He asks. He knows none of us are perfect. And we're not all here to climb the freaking ladder. The invisible ladder that they keep spoon feeding us. No. We're here to just live in the present moment and be at peace in the present moment, you know? And so I just felt compelled to making this video, because I know there's a lot of people out there right now feeling the heat when it comes to the systematic ways of what surrounds me and the different parts that they have played, are playing, are being coerced to play, or being blackmailed to play. And I get it. I really do. There was a point in time when I walked in fear, because I was like, what in the world is going on? What in the world is going on in my life right now? This isn't making one bit of sense. You know? And so it's all an illusion that they create so you can walk fearful, so they can have control of your life, your decisions, your voice. And so it's up to you which avenue you want to go. It really is. You have control of your life. Nobody else has control of your life. And you can't give them that control. And I had to learn that the hard way too. And it's a hard road. It's the path less traveled. It really is. It straight is. You know, but do you want to be controlled and have your life controlled? Or do you want to walk in true freedom? And not walk by fear. Walk by faith. Not walk by sight. Walk by hope. You know, everything that is supposed to be in your world will make its way to your world. Because God, the divine, the Most High, controls everything. If there's something that's moved out of your life, it's for a reason. If it's supposed to come back into your life, then it'll make its way back to your life. Something, someone, job opportunity, money, this and that. You know, a lot of the times things like that happen because God sees your relationship with money and how unhealthy it is. And so he's got to work through that with you. That's the same thing with me in reference to going through everything that I've went through the last 2 years and this whole extravaganza, Truman Show at its finest. It's so funny too. I hope I make everybody happy. I like to be slightly entertaining, for sure, to say the least. And so I always want to give people, you know, some entertainment. You know, I don't want to let them down. If you're going to watch me, well, I'll give you a show. So I'd be doing that too. But, you know, when you put money on a pedestal in reference to your worth and value in different ways, God's going to show you how you need to revisit that and heal through that wound. Whether you're in the bracket of a lot of money or you don't have a lot of money, whatever it is for you, and you fill in the blanks for whatever it is you're walking through. But a lot of the times, if you have an unhealthy relationship with money, he's going to show you. You know, money doesn't deserve any type of, validation in your world. Yeah, it takes money for the world to turn. Absolutely. But it doesn't take much money for the world to turn. Your world, what I found, less is more for me. I see too much what it does to people and how they operate. It's just crazy. And how they treat people to receive money, that's the biggest thing that's like sucky for me to see. Because it's just like, I just don't operate on that, you know? I just don't. And so it's sad to see how people will be inauthentic and not true, and they won't show empathy or grace because they're just wanting to get to that bottom dollar. You know what I mean? And so that's a little hard, but I know that's the world we live in, so that's something God's working with me in the business world, you know, because it's just unnecessary. It's unnecessary energy. But this video went a little for a turn. But basically all I'm saying is, if you find yourself on the fence battling different things in reference to the pull and the angles and the karmics and they, them, those that be, the powers that be, dictating moves because, you know, XYZ, those are things you're just going to have to walk through and figure out what angle to take, you know, and you're going to have to talk to God about it. Because if you talk to God about it, baby, he will show you. He will show you. That I can assure you. He shows me every day what way to walk. Every single day. My little Jesuses. But I hope this video resonated. This video is specifically for someone. Hopefully it hits. I feel your presence, so. Just wanted to let you know, I'm never going to hate anybody. I dang sure don't hate. And I dang sure don't hate my ex. That's never going to happen, so. You can keep with that angle. Whether we're in each other's life or not, that makes no difference to me. It doesn't. I'm still going to walk with happiness and all that. You know what I mean? But it takes too much effort to hate people. Hate people. That's just not something I'll entertain. And not even just him, when it comes to my family, my siblings, previous industries I've worked in, friends, all that stuff, my community. I still don't hate. I do not hate. My government, you know, the governor, like, I don't hate anybody. I'm just extremely disappointed that it went here. It went this far. I'm extremely disappointed that it went that far with Charlie. Because people are threatened. People get very, very threatened and make very, very bad decisions when they get threatened. Especially when they're on the verge of getting caught. And there's just people in this world that can be easily controlled. And they use them as their little strings, puppet on a strings. And so, just keep watching. Candace is unfolding it. That girl is fierce. I love her, man. I do indeed. I hope and pray one day I get to meet her. I love you guys. Have a great day.